Hello, Puck students, families, and community guests. Welcome to the Community Service Advantage presentation put together by Puck's School and College Counseling Support Team. Today, students will learn the benefits you receive through volunteering, doing service, 3 types of community service, ways where you can find community service opportunities, and so important, the importance of documenting your service hours. So I ask you, when you hear the words community service, what comes to mind? Typically, when I ask students this, a lot of times the answer is, so I'm going to work for free, right? So when I hear that, I always say, great, that's what you're going to give, one of the things you're going to give, but do you know the benefits that one receives through volunteering or completing community service? I always love this. The best way to find yourself is lose yourself in the service of others. So many times when we're completing community service, it's a great way for you to also benefit as the person completing service. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But actually, how can serving others be a benefit to you? I'll tell you, there's a lot of personal gains, self-discovery. Some people through service find out what their life purpose is about, what is meaningful to them and what they want. Actually, it's proven that when you complete community service, it decreases the risk of depression. It also helps you find interest, build network of people, and again, find your sense of purpose and teach valuable skills. Some service opportunities can help you stay physically fit and absolutely keep you mentally active. So great for your mental health by reducing stress, getting you out and active and involved, and helps you form and develop new relationships with people who have like interests. So expanding your network, getting to meet new people, active mind, active body, bringing change into your life by helping others through making a difference in others' lives. A lot of personal gains here when it comes to service. Question for you, how can volunteering help me find a job or even a future career? So yes, beyond the personal growth, there's job and future career gains when you complete community service. It looks phenomenal on a resume. A lot of times students have to create a resume, which is a document that lists all your experience as when it comes to work experience. So if you were to do volunteer hours, you'd be able to talk about what you accomplished and demonstrate your commitment to the community, as well as highlight the jobs of what you were responsible for and maybe what you've learned. It can mirror the process of how you search and apply for a job interview. So when you begin the process of saying, hey, I want to volunteer, let me find an opportunity to volunteer, let me apply for a volunteer position, it's the exact same process as when you apply to a job. So it gives you a competitive advantage by having that experience of actually going through the process of research and applying. It helps you practice and develop 21st century job skills. So fundraising, social media marketing, use of language, writing skills, the same things that you will do in the workforce, you could absolutely learn great skills, fine-tune your skills and develop skills in your community service life and making references. So when you go for a job one day, you will, or when you apply to college or an alternative post-high school pathway, you'll need someone to vouch for you, to speak on your behalf on the type of person you are, the type of character you have. And by doing community service, you can build references, build a network. Someone can vouch for you when you apply for an actual paid job, or even again, when you apply for a college, career, school, those pieces. And also what's great to figure out along the way before you get that job in the future, before you even apply to college and pick a major, you can discover what you like and dislike. I've heard students tell me, I want to work with animals. I love animals. It's what I was meant to do. I love animals. And then they volunteer in an animal shelter and they get a taste of what it's really like from the day to day. And they don't love it as much. And they maybe realize that they like aspects of it and that they hated other aspects of it. That all helps shed light on who you are, the work environment you want, the type of people you want to work with. And it's all a life lesson that helps you get further down to figuring out who you are and where you want to be. College and higher ed gains, like I talked about. When it comes to service, community service, yes, volunteering for free can help you get money for college. There are so many scholarships out there that you must have service, community service experience. You can't even apply to them if you haven't done X number of hours of community service, or the type of service and your experience can help you win that scholarship. So absolutely, working for free, serving others can get you college scholarships. Also, getting into college. There's a survey of admissions professionals, and 58% agree that students' community service experience has had a positive impact on his or her acceptance into their institution. So serving helps you get admitted to college. 53% of respondents, and again, that's admissions officers, said service can be the deciding factor when the choices are equal for qualified students. So 100%, your commitment to your community, your service action can help you get money for college, as well as getting you admitted to college. Another question for you: can volunteering help you financially? Well, I kind of gave this one away in the last slide. Absolutely. When it comes to service, service can help you get scholarships. Also, some other financial gains that you receive by working for free through service. It's free networking. You connect with others that can possibly help you find employment in the future, or again, be that character reference. It helps you find that fit or career major and or college. It helps you make a more informed decision. So like I mentioned, that working in an animal shelter and saying, yes, maybe I want to work with animals in this aspect. If you volunteered in that avenue and you loved it, maybe it confirms like, yep, I'm on the right path. Or you have that experience. I knew a friend of mine who thought she was going to be a doctor, wanted to work in ER her whole life, volunteered in the ER. 30 minutes into that experience, someone came in with their finger severed in an ice bucket. She was passed out on the floor. She was devastated that she figured out she couldn't handle blood in that type of environment. But then now she is a very successful research professional at Amgen, and she leads a department and has got great success. But again, she figured this out in her freshman year of college through volunteering. Saved her a lot of heartbreak and tears in the later, but helped her make a more informed decision. Also, a cool thing about volunteering is you sometimes get free stuff. If you volunteer at a museum, you might get free access to events. Food swag is like free t-shirts, pens, cup holders, things of that nature. That's a cool benefit of service. Also, it can land your dream job. Studies have shown that unemployed people who volunteer regularly have 20% greater chance of landing another job through volunteering. So really important, building that network, finding people, showing your skills, doing your best for free, and giving yourself to others to help make a difference. As well as volunteering helps you land that job, or even helps you if you complete a DIY, do-it-yourself project. It can help you learn a new skill that can later fit you in an interview or in your next employed position. 41%, I love this fact, of employers consider volunteer experience just as important as paid work. So it doesn't mean that you're working for free, doesn't mean that you're actually working for free. You're getting great benefits by being able to show that you can demonstrate commitment to a job, doing a great job, character reference, showing that you are dependable and that you can be trusted. All of these things come from service and can help you with landing paid work in the future. Learning objective number 2, types of community service. There are 3 types of service that I want to point out here. Direct service, which means students interact with recipients of a service. So in a physical environment, you're showing up, you're doing something to help improve a situation or help with an environment. Targeted improvement action, face-to-face, in person. Indirect type of service, the second type of service, students channel resources to help solve a problem, but don't interact with those being served. Canned food drive, beautification project, picking up litter on the side of the highway, things of that nature. You're maybe not working face-to-face with someone on the serving end, but again, you're benefiting your community or a situation by providing service through these actions. Advocacy is the third type of service I want to note. Students bring awareness to an issue and inspire others by taking action. So let's say you worked for a campaign and helped with getting people out there to go and vote, or things of that nature, making people aware of certain situations so that action could be made, or fundraising, things of that nature. Really, really important type of service work that is needed. And again, 3 different options for types of service that you can choose from. Learning objective number 3. How are you going to find service opportunities? Well, we're going to talk about ways right here to help you find your service jobs that would work for you. One thing I want to point out here, Puck used to have a community service requirement, but due to COVID, we have stopped that and made it a choice of a student. It's not a requirement for graduation, but we just advise that if you choose to do service, please just make sure that you prioritize your safety and well-being, limit the spread of COVID, and we want to make sure that you just follow the public health precautions at all times, take recommended practices to make sure that you're healthy and safe. Always, that is the priority. So low contact service ideas, virtual ideas. You can teach online lessons. You can clean up a local area through service by getting people out there. Maybe you're not the one who's actually physically going out there, but helping recruit people. Write letters to seniors, servicemen and women, healthcare workers, first responders. Some people, low contact, lawn care. They actually get out there. They're not working face to face with people, but maybe they're taking care of the lawn or an environment for disabled people or elderly neighbors or a neighbor in need. Donate to a food bank, distribution of meals, collect and recycle plastic bottles, collection of blankets or toys to donate them to an animal shelter, or support your family by helping out with special projects around the house. All these service ideas are helpful. You can be creative in coming up with your own. Just important that you're doing it, 1, for free, and 2, the benefit of others. Here's some organization ideas offering virtual service opportunities. So this was during COVID, but it can absolutely go into anytime, but Zooversity, United Nations, Smithsonian, all of these different websites you can go to, and you'd be able to click on them and do service virtually online. Great opportunities to learn, make connections even through virtual service, and help others. Research some other places where you can find opportunities online. It's as simple as Google. You've got this. Nonprofits in your area, ask if they have virtual and or in-person volunteer opportunities. We've got volunteermatch.org. You put in your community, ways to volunteer, tons pop up. And I highly recommend that maybe you fine tune your Google search to make it applicable to your age or your level. So volunteer opportunities in Sylmar for teens, or volunteer opportunities in East Los Angeles for middle school students. You want to make it as narrowed down as much as possible, because there's a lot of stuff out there on the web and tons of opportunities in our city. So really narrow down your search to make it simple for you, but the sky is the limit. You just got to put a little bit of time. And again, like I mentioned earlier, the benefits of researching, applying to service, help you know what it's going to be like to research colleges or other alternative higher ed opportunities, and applying for college, employment, or trade or tech schools. So really, really important, this whole process, but research them on the web. Here's a couple websites that you can refer to. When it comes to community service exploration, think about what you like. You can either go to your place of worship and ask, at your synagogue, at your church, what volunteer opportunities do you have for someone my age, someone in middle school, someone in high school, someone who's a young adult? Hospitals, if you're working with medical or mental health, you'll find opportunities there. Hunger and people, you've got all these here. Events in Los Angeles, we have so many things going down in LA. I know that there were volunteer opportunities when we had the Super Bowl in town, and that as long as you got on it soon enough, and they were recruiting people almost a year in advance, you were able to volunteer, actually attend the Super Bowl and help out in that way. But there's ones through the LA Marathon, Southern California Special Olympics, tons of opportunities where if you're thinking of a career in the sports industry, you can volunteer and look for things that relate to your interest. Volunteering in sports events, things of that nature. Animal lovers, environment, the world is your oyster. Take the time to take care of yourself by researching an opportunity that aligns with your interest, or just something cool that you think would be great to get out there and get involved. I always love this. Create your own service project so you can be the change you wish to see in the world. Think of problems in your community. Think of things that could be better at your school, or in your neighborhood, and then think, what can I do? There are plenty of kids your age that make all the difference in the world by coming up with an idea, recruiting others who also share the same interests, and then putting your idea to action. So create your own service project and reach out to any staff at your school or a parent or a local community member if you need help with bringing your idea to life. Here's just some highlighted cool organizations that I think are really great and that have spoke at past Puck events. Friends of the LA River, amazing organization. We have this amazing river that runs through Los Angeles that some people say, I didn't even know we had a river. We do. And they need people to help clean it up and keep it great. So Friends of the LA River, check out that organization. And they have a habitat restoration day, and you can check it out and help clean the river and meet people that want to also keep our city amazing. Operation Gratitude. It's November and we've got Veterans Day coming up. There's this great organization that you can reach out to, and you can do things like just write letters to service people who are overseas, or help if you know how to knit or create crafts. They make these care packages and they send them to them, and they make all the difference in the world. We've had the head of Operation Gratitude or one of their members come and speak on the difference that they make in every single item received from our service, men and women overseas, and even locally, our veterans. They say it makes all the difference in making them feel like they're cared about, as they give so much to our country and making sure that we are safe. And we just can't thank them enough. And it's a really easy way to just put your ideas and put your hands at work to support those in creating these care packages. Volunteering at Los Angeles Public Library. Students ages 11 to 14 can join their library teen council. You could just go on lapl.org and look up volunteer for students or teen council and find it out. You can be a volunteer. You can do things virtually. There's just so many different ways for you to volunteer through the library, and it's simple. Walk into your local branch or get online, pick up the phone, and you'll be able to find the young adult librarian that can help you connect you with these opportunities. One thing that is really important is in documenting your experience in your service hours. Can't stress this enough. It's great that you do this, but also what and why should you document your hours? Well, you want to note, these are the things that you should document. The person, group, or organization that you're volunteering for or with, a brief description of the activities and the experience you have. You want to be able to speak, I came in 8 hours a week to do X job, and I did it for 10 months, being a total of X number of hours at the end of 10 months. Why? Because you need these hours for college scholarship applications as well as employment applications. Great to put on your Naviance resume. All Puck High School students use Naviance, and select Puck Middle School students use Naviance. If you go in the About Me in the top right corner and click on resume, you can create your resume and just add these hours. Do it along the way so that when you're a senior or later on when you're applying for a job, you don't have to go back and say, where did I work? What did I do? It's all in there. It can track and keep it all there for you. Keep it fresh on your brain, get it down in Naviance as soon as possible. But this job experience and reflection on what you did, what you learned is key in helping you tell your story. One thing that's also really important, you're going to have to do college admissions essays or even essays for scholarships, or sometimes even in an interview, you need to speak to like a greatest challenge that you had and how you overcame it or lessons learned. It's a great thing to pull from volunteer experience, something that you experienced or learned, and then you can speak to it there and use it at a later date. So really important to document your hours and what you've learned from them. Service, people ask me, does it make a difference if I do a ton of service up front or if I do it over a long time? Quantity versus quality. If you are able to show a commitment over time, it's better to have 1 hour per month over multiple months than just 8 hours in one day of volunteering. Most scholarships require service want to know, what was your commitment over time? Was it hours? Was it daily, weekly, monthly? Like how much did you actually serve? What difference did you make? So was it that you collected 150 cans to help provide a Thanksgiving dinner for one family in your community, which is amazing? Or did you do it, what exactly did you do that made a difference through your work? What leadership role did you have? if you even had a leadership role, everyone doesn't have to be the leader of it. Just they want to note that if you did have leadership, it's noted there if you were in charge of a team or if you helped motivate a team. Really important to note those things, as well as were you a role model? Did you possibly work with kids or peers and you were able to model to them a certain way of behaving, a certain way of acting, a certain way of inspiring? And how did your community service make you feel? It is very important to note that your experience, how it impacted you, not just what you did for others, because you learn and grow as a young person and even throughout your whole life by serving others, which is pretty much a lifelong lesson that we all have, is just constantly reflecting what we can learn from experiences and how we can grow from them. I want to thank you for taking the time to invest in you and participate in this community service presentation. In this season of giving, we hope that you have a wonderful holiday season and that you think of others and think about how can I possibly serve my community and help others. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My name is Nicole Murphy. You can reach me at n.murphy@pucnational.org. I'm the Director of School and College Counseling. Once again, thanks for joining us and have a great day.